Hello everybody. So just wanted to shoot this quick little video here. Maybe it probably won't be quick, but considering the videos that I do, they go, most of them go pretty long, but wanted to make this video here to go over some rudiments that you usually use at your daily practice when you're at home and just kind of relaxed and you have some time to start hitting up some rudiments. It's good to kind of realize that a lot of people just take that for granted. They think rudiments is just like something you learn like in school or something like that. But you learn it, obviously you learn it in school, but they don't take it any further. They feel like rudiments don't have like real application. But in fact, that can actually help a lot. It can help support doing a lot of things you do when you're trying to be creative with coming up with solos and fills in between. If you can get really good at rudiments and try different kinds of rudiments, not just like the common ones like, single strokes and double strokes like we normally do. If we try to pick like something else that's kind of like unique, that's not really like practiced as much and not really applied as much in a like band context, then you're kind of like missing out, right? There's like so many different rudiments we can actually like learn and try to integrate that into our playing somehow, So just wanted to shoot this video to, kind of get back into rudiments again and go over some like other ones, right? Like one rudiment that I've been like trying to like mess with lately is like Swiss Army triplets, things like that. That can have really good application obviously when you're doing things with like triplets, but maybe other higher note values as well, while you're incorporating that into your playing. Music nowadays, like with common music, they don't really use these things as much, and so I think that's what is the issue here, is that people neglect them because they don't typically hear music that's much more involved in terms of like complexity when it comes to rudiments, right? And to be honest with you, I don't think like naturally people think too much to pull out rudiments, like different kind of rudiments besides the singles and doubles that musicians normally do. But because of those things that don't get neglected, those other rudiments that we don't practice, well, they never come into the limelight, right? So we never really pay attention to them because like they're never really used as much in today's music. I guess unless you're kind of like a metal guy, you listen to like just metal, or maybe listen to different things. Maybe you're just like one of those unique guys who listen to a lot of different music. But obviously nowadays, the common average listener doesn't listen to complex music like prog rock, what have you. Maybe like bands like Rush or something like that, they probably don't listen to. Typically it's like pop music, Taylor Swift, not to knock off Taylor Swift songs, but for you Taylor Swift fans, but there's a whole lot of other world of opportunity out there when you explain with other things. So one thing that I like to do is like Swiss Army triplets. Right, you can think about using that in like so many different ways. Nuts. Actually, there is a song that incorporates this, and the tempo is just like kicked up so freaking high. There's this band that's called I'm not remembering it right now, but there's a band out there that uses, they're kind of like prog rock. I want to say like too much metal. But they're on the heavier rock side of things, and the drummer definitely experiments with different things there. Obviously he's not playing common things, and in the very beginning of the song, which is awesome, right? Because the purpose was to kind of like punch you in the face in a way to make you realize that, hey, this is something unique. This is not your typical common song, I guess, at least for like the first like couple like 30 seconds of the song. But into the song, in that intro, there is a particular piece that's really, really cool, and it incorporates Swiss Army triplets in there. And they definitely go like that extra mile with other songs too from different albums and stuff. And but that drummer in particular, he really goes in his way to not really just focus on like just the common shit that people normally do nowadays. But to me, it sounded very, very, very cool. It's actually one of my favorite intros to listen to, and I can just repeat that over and over again, and I would not get bored of it. I can literally play that for freaking the whole day if I wanted to, and still I would not be bored of it, just because it captivates you. It's not that common thing that people like are used to listening to, and so they really try to like smack you in the face and be like, no, wake up, right? This is an interesting song that you should be intrigued about. And so those are the things that gravitate people, and I would say like those are like the big hooks that are involved in making like a masterpiece of music, right? Experimenting, incorporating different things. Again, Rudiments, going back to Rudiments, Swiss Army triplets, throwing that in there. Oh, cool. Maybe let me incorporate that. See how that sounds. If it doesn't sound great, then cool. You can just neglect that and just focus on something else. But obviously, it has to fit to the song. It has to kind of gravitate in a way that hooks the listener, 100%, right? And if they're gonna go all in, they might as well just go in 100%. Or else they'll just throw that away, recycle it, find something else that would work in there, and just replace it. And I mean, not only that in the intro, but like things in between of the songs too. They actually like add things here and there. Of course, replacing different things with Rudiments, and even at the end of the songs too. There's even like only a couple of songs that some drummers would dare to do like things like solos in between that. Typically, the drummer wouldn't put solos in just the song that you would hear that he would record in the studio when he's making like albums. But there are songs out there. It's just that people are not used to listening to those songs because they're kind of like underground music, for better or worse. You really have to kind of like dig in. I can just go up to a stranger and be like, "Hey, do you know who Symphony X is?" They'll probably be like, "No, I don't know who that is." Obviously, if you say something like, like a big name artist, yeah, they would know that, right? But again, like, it sucks to neglect that side. And it would be cool if, pop drummers nowadays, despite of the song not being, or, not being complicated and whatnot, because I know they want to fit things towards what the song really encompass or really should be. They just want to keep the feel where it's at, right? They don't want to kind of work around it, because then they'll probably think like, oh, I'm not really like given too much of like, they feel like they're not taken away of the songs when they're not adding complicated things in between. But I feel like they probably don't even like ask the artist or the musician, right? Let's say if I was a drummer for Taylor Swift or whatever, and I would never, like, I would think that a certain part would fit in, right? Like, I would think of an interesting part that would fit in, and like, oh, like I really want to put this in there, but I think they're just afraid to, reach out to the artist and be like, hey, like, I think this would fit in here. Why don't we try that? If we don't like it, then obviously we can remove it, or if you don't like it, we remove it. But at least, go out there and just express that you do want to incorporate something in there. You feel like it would work in there, and to give yourself an opportunity to open up and then just tell that person that yes, and not being nervous about it. And I think they would really appreciate that, rather than us staying quiet, right? Because if we stay quiet, then nothing would be heard, and then maybe interesting changes won't be added in, and then that obviously won't make it into the album or whatnot. It won't make it into the recording, and that's a shame, because you had that in the back of your mind the whole entire time, and then you just couldn't speak out to add something in between. So I think that like, I would encourage a lot of these like professional drummers nowadays to just be more outspoken if they're not, right? If they're more of like that kind of person, be like, oh, I don't think it would fit in there, they'll probably say no. Like, come on, man, you got to give yourself an opportunity and speak up. Otherwise, it's going to be just you probably enjoy playing the music, right? Just because of the feel of it, you know. But again, right, if you're bored of playing that same thing like over and over again, you know, night in, night out, well, there you go. Actually, here's another example I just thought of too, right? Along these lines, is that I recently seen a like a synthwave band, right? Like a dark synthwave pop band called the Birthday Massacre. If you ever heard of them, great band by the way. You guys should listen to it if you're into like, you know, dark kind of music. I absolutely loved the concert, and the drummer, he was a new drummer that came to work with the Birthday Massacre, and but before that, it was actually a different drummer that was playing for them. I believe his name was Rim or something like that. So they replaced him. I don't know why they did, but this new drummer that they have, he's like kick-ass, man. He's like playing like these like. Well, here's the thing that I want to get with this, right? So, I mean, the last drummer, Rim. Obviously, you know, when he records the drum parts, he tries to fit it towards what the song feels like, right? His drum parts feels like it's supposed to be there, which is great, and there's nothing wrong about it. Everything sounds pretty cool, but then the new drummer, at least when he doesn't, I don't think he does this. Yeah, he does it because the song was already recorded, but the album was already done, so he just came in to fill in. And now he's like the official drummer from the Birthday Massacre. But in the concert though, like I did notice that, you know, again, like sometimes these drummers, like they don't want to keep playing the same thing over and over again, but they find a place, like a space in between, in like outside of the pocket at least. So at least like certain measures, like maybe they reserve like at least like 5 measures into like probably like the middle section of the song, when space is allowed for them to actually fill in to do them, right? To do whatever they want to do. And so I think he's probably more outspoken in that sense because, yeah, of course, if you don't say anything, the artist would be like, let's just put that off the table, right? Or they probably wouldn't even think that like a solo could fit in there, but I believe because he was outspoken about it, he probably mentioned this to them, be like, hey, I think this solo that I would do, like I'm coming up with this great solo part, like in between in the song, right? I know it'll fit there. I know it'll sound fucking cool, right? Let's try it out. And I bet you 100% they said like, hell yeah, sure, let's fucking go for it, right? Again, because he was outspoken about it, he wasn't too afraid to mention anything, and they took his consideration, and now they implemented it. And guess what? He actually pulled it out in the concert. And in this, one of my favorite songs from them too, out of all the songs, and this one favorite song that I like from them, it's called All of Nothing. Look that up, All of Nothing. Search it on YouTube, the Birthday Massacre, All of Nothing. And then obviously there's no solo in there, but like in the live version, concert version, he pulls out like a solo in between, and it sounds ridiculous. It sounds bananas. I think I have that on my Instagram. If you guys want to see the reel that I have there of little snippets and clips of the concert, one of those clips that I have in there, you can see him actually playing the solo in between. It's fucking bananas. It's insane. And I was like, oh my god, this is so powerful. It's like in your face, punchy. So many bass notes in between. Like he's probably doing like double bass in there or something like that. But that just excited me. That just got me like way more into the concert. And I think that was a big moment. Like everyone realized like, holy shit, that solo actually does fit in there. And they probably wouldn't think of it. I was anticipating something like that. Like if I would be playing at home to that very song, I would probably put in the solo exactly where he put it into that part. I would kid you not. I probably thought about that maybe before he did, right? To add that part in there, and yeah, I just knew it fits, and he pulled it out. And I'm like, that's amazing. I knew like he would do that, right? There's like this drummer synergy where you know like what's coming, you can anticipate it. It's just like a feeling that you get. And sometimes I do it in between too as well. Like a long time ago, I would do like a mini solo in between, even though like I didn't see like it needed to be there, but like I think that comes with the energy rather. When you exert the energy forward and when the moment is right, it would just come out, and then you can execute those kind of things. But you know, then going back to Rudiments, it's like if we just go and look at our chart, right? Get a poster of like a bunch of rudiments that you can learn and practice, and just don't get bored of them, right? Like, I mean, you can just stay practicing rudiments all day, and just, you know, doing doubles and stuff, or paradiddles. But you can make it interesting, right? Just take it to the kit. You know, I think like some teachers be out there and be like, yeah, just practice this all day and just on a snare drum. Just practice your paradiddles the whole freaking day. I mean, do you really need to be at home the whole day just freaking doing this all the time? I mean, it'll probably make sense, right? At a certain point, you'd be like, why am I doing this? This is so ridiculous. Fuck this shit, right? I mean, yeah, of course, people are gonna freaking let go of the drums, be like, this instrument kind of sucks, right? And go to like guitar or some shit like that. But like, come on, right? Like the whole point isn't to apply this on a snare drum all freaking day. The whole point of Rudiments is to apply this in a drum set context where you have a bunch of toms, you can have fun with it, right? Of course, get the feeling of it first. Like, you know, get your doubles or paradiddles to you know, go to like at least like 92 BPMs or something like that. And then once you get that up to speed, then you can take that to the kit and then have fun with it, right? And then come up with fills, come up with different things, right? Be creative, be unique. You probably think it would sound shit to you, but like for someone else, it probably doesn't. And then just try to add that, like if you're in a band or something like that, you know, even like if you're at a beginner level, intermediate, doesn't matter. You can still like, you know, take these rudiments out and just apply them, see if they fit in certain parts of the song. And if they don't, that's cool. There's no problem. Just throw it away. Just stick to a normal fill, you know, a simple fill, or try a different rudiment, right? But again, this video is about rudiments and trying to get you guys to use more of it in support of what you're doing. When you're in a band or you're at home, when you're trying to probably learn certain parts too as well. There's also a band called Symphony X as well that, he incorporates a lot of rudiments, and he does his like own shit, adds like roughs in between and all this cool stuff you can add. With just a simple rudiment, you can just take that and just like do some like crazy stuff with it. Make some different combinations and variations, if you will. And it would just take the song on a whole different level. And I'm trying to remember the song that had the Swiss Army triplets in there. But another thing that came up is a band called Star One as well, which is an awesome, like a space, like prog rock, probably the metal band. And yeah, there's an also intro. So it seems to be that one rudiment seems to be favored a lot by prog metal drummers in the intro parts of the song, because it just kind of like it hits you in your face, man. It just kind of like revives you in a way. Especially when you're showing that to like an average listener, but what the fuck is this, right? And then to like the person who's like the guy who like likes to listen to a lot of like metal and stuff like that in the car, well, he's been like, yeah, that's the shit right there, right? So again, like I'm thinking about doing like maybe incorporating that somehow into, you know, what I'm doing with my band, right? Obviously with the songs that we have coming up right now, it probably wouldn't make sense to do it. But again, like I wouldn't be afraid to actually go up and, you know, tell one of my bandmates to be like, hey, like I think this could fit in here, right? Which is my point, what I was saying earlier. So for now, I mean, we can just do this, you know, you can just practice this at home. Get it nice and slow. Bunch of mosquitoes around here wanna eat me alive. then from there, I don't know, probably take it to like a higher speed, maybe 120. Probably wasn't nearly as fast, but maybe I should probably put inside the probably in the description of this video or something like that, an example of how you can use this very rudiment in like an intro setting for a band or something like that, because I'm telling you, the song is killer with these rudiments. So anyways, just wanted to shoot this quick little video and just to let you guys know, don't neglect rudiments, and you know, keep practicing these things, man. They really work, and they're really fun too. All right, cool. Don't be a stranger. See you guys.